Oh, and we've got one driver, that is the number 24, that is Lorenzo Campos, having a bit of an issue on the getaway from the pre-grid. So 11 minutes plus an additional lap for the first of 10 finals here at Circuito Internacional de Karting Campillos for the Rotax Max Challenge Winter Cup 2020, with both myself, Alex Goldschmidt, and Sarah Moore from W Series and Racing Pride here in the commentary box. Excuse me. Mateo Radenkovic from Belgium will start on pole position, and alongside him will be the sole Brit in this encounter, Scott Marsh, in the number 47 from Dan Holland Racing. And it's Vilho Attola from JTL Racing representing Finland, with Endo Arata-san from Fukuoka in Japan representing Dames Racing in fourth. Rasmus Koskinen also from JTL Racing, and Karel Stout from Belgium for PG Motorsport in sixth. Then it's Dean Hugendorn from the Netherlands, Alexander Klugel from Germany, Lorenzo Campos from Portugal, Santeri Laitonen from Finland, Rodrigo Seabra, aka the Wolf, running on the Cosmic chassis from Portugal, starting P11. Then we have Thomas Rudokas in 12th, ahead of Nikita Sinebok, Andre Borodin, Tom Strele, Alvaro Jimenez, Artimen from Spain, Nikita Zhubimov from Estonia, Vili Nurmi from Finland, Ismail Fuentes Luque from Spain, Zdenek Babisek from the Czech Republic, Marko Plinta from Latvia, Jarmo Karinen from Finland, ahead of Donny Franz, also from Finland, Nicolas Garcia Diaz from Spain in 24th, ahead of Miro Leskinen, Yazin Nadim, one of two Egyptians here this very weekend, João Barros and Eric Paulson from GTS Racing Energy España. The last of the 28 drivers out on circuit. And great control from both Radenkovic and Marsh. Radenkovic has the upper hand as the Belgian has got pole position after 2 race wins yesterday. Scott Marsh put it on pole and took a race victory yesterday, but between the pair, Radenkovic stole the victory from Scott Marsh on the final heat yesterday afternoon, which gives us a bit of a sign of things to come, as there are a few stragglers at the back of the grid as the majority of the field makes their way through to turn 16. And the last 6 to 7 carts make their way into the formation. They've got to be ready to go into the tram lines as they come around the final corner, which they do now. Radenkovic on pole, Marsh alongside, revs rise, and we go lights out off into turn 1 for the first time. 11 minutes starting to click down as we go up the hill for the first time. Marsh has lost out. I think he's down a bit further down the order, looks to be P4 at the minute. Radenkovic has got the initial advantage, and it looks like Vilho Attola is now up into second. Marsh gets past Arata, it looks like, going through turn 5, up the hill to 6. Now into 7, over the crest they've come, down into the right-hander at turn 9 before the steep descent into turn 10, where it's a little bit bumpy as they break into turn 11 for the first time. And it looks like the top 8 are pretty much with each other. Rodrigo Seabra, in the meantime, is just behind Santeri Laitonen. They were battling tooth and nail yesterday afternoon, with Seabra having a great recovery from 14th to 7th in the last heat yesterday afternoon. And Jarmo Karinen is battling away with the 25 of the Czech Republic's Babisek, as the leaders now come through to turn 16 and now turn 17 for the first time to complete lap number 1 here at Karting Campillos. So Marsh is on the hunt. He's got Attola from Finland up in front and leading the way after lap 1 by just under 0.2 of a second. It is Radenkovic from Belgium with the Buvin Power Squad, fielding several drivers, including Luca Leistra and Zander Przyblak, amongst other. I think even Tima Oroshin is in their awning this weekend, as there's quite a train starting to emerge, probably towards the bottom part of the top 13, which is led by Radenkovic. Attola in second, who's been hustled down into turn 9 by Marsh, and the Brits got a good run going into turn 10. Then the battle behind is Karel Stout and Endo Arata from Japan. Arata just ahead of the Belgian in the 33 with PG Motorsport. Then it's SP. Then it looks like we've got Dean Hugendorn, who looks to be racing in SP Motorsport colours this weekend. And just behind there is Alexander Klugel from Kartschmied.de, representing Germany on the Mach 1 chassis. As Arata is getting bump drafted by Karel Stout going into turn 16, but the Belgian not able to use an opportunity to get past. Whereas a little bit further, looks like there's a bit of a feisty wolf in the form of Rodrigo Seabra. So Seabra on the move once again, as he was in the last heat. He's right behind the number 15 of Thomas Rudokas, it looks like. So Rodrigo Seabra currently sitting in 13th position. 8 minutes and 23 seconds plus an additional lap left to go here. So Karel Stout still in 5th, and the train at the front is going to be the top 7, a line astern. And when they came across the line, it was Radenkovic leading, and at the back of the train, it's Alexander Klugel from Germany. They were separated by just under 1.9 seconds. Could driver number 237, Carl Gustav Borgard, please report to the stewards immediately. 237, Carl Gustav Borgard, please report to the stewards immediately. As I've just seen Lorenzo Campos battling away with Rasmus Koskinen, and I think there's another driver involved in that mix. Could be Santeri Laitonen from JTL Racing representing Finland. As the battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th is really heating up right now. And it's being led by Arata-san from Japan. And then it's Karel Stout. Then it's Hugendorn. Alexander Klugel is a little bit further adrift in 7th position at the minute. Then just behind them, crossing line, it's Lorenzo Campos from Portugal. Ahead of Santeri Laitonen, Rasmus Koskinen, Thomas Rudokas, and Nikita Sinebok with Rodrigo Seabra still in 13th position. As there's a move by Hugendorn up the inside of Stout through the exit of turn 4. He does the switch back up into turn 6, makes the move stick past the Belgian, and then Klugel is running the back bumper of Lorenzo Campos. So a lot of action here in Micromax. They're keeping it. They're doing a really great job showcasing that this is the initial ladder, part of the ladder on the Rotax racing family, and the Micromax drivers are really, really composed. As up the inside of looks to be Rasmus Koskinen goes Rudokas, and there is also the 75 of Santeri Laitonen involved in that mixture. And just behind them looks like Rudokas or Sinebok as... Lorenzo Campos is out. Campos is out of the race, and just on the outside of the exit of... actually going into turn 7. So Lorenzo Campos won't score any points, as the number 69, Vilho Artola, is now battling away with Alexander Klugel from Germany. That's the battle for 6th. They've got... Karel Stout ahead, along with Endo Arata in 3rd, and then it's Dean Hugendorn from the Netherlands running on the Kart Republic chassis. We've gone past close to the halfway distance. Great side-by-side there. That looks to be Arata battling away with Karel Stout, I believe, in the number 30. No, that might not be him. It's side-by-side down into turn 10. Was that Hugendorn round the outside? That's a great move. He's pulled that round the outside of the Japanese driver. Great work from Dean Hugendorn. As Alexander Klugel trying to go up the inside of Karel Stout and makes the move into 5th place past the Belgian. But Stout has got great power coming around and puts it round the outside of the German through turn 13. Great scrap there. And at the back of that is Vilho Artola from Finland, who's got a ringside seat a little bit further down the order. I just spotted drivers like I think that might be Eric Paulson. That's a little bit further down the order, has just been passed by the number 21 of Marko Plinta from Finland. More positional changes happening. There's a great set of battles. This is nearly 3 abreast between Stout, Klugel and also Vilho Artola. 4 minutes and 47 to go, plus an additional lap on the clock for the first of 2 Micromax finals. Radenkovic has only got a slender lead, and it's not going to be that easy, because right on the back bumper is Scott Marsh from the United Kingdom with Dan Holland Racing in the 47 as they go to the crest at turn 8. Down the hill they come, line astern, into the right at 9. The lead battle is quite clearly on right now as we go into the second half of this race. And then the battle with Klugel, Artola, and also Stout is really heating up, and that's the battle for 5th, 6th and 7th position. Dean Hugendorn and Endo Arata are embroiled in their own battle, and that is for third position. As Klugel runs wide, Karel Stout takes a tighter apex through turns 13 and 14 and gets on the back bumper, slingshots past the German into the approach on turn 16 through the slight right kink. Quite deceptive there at turn 15. As Radenkovic still has a lead at the moment, but great work from Karel Stout to get himself up into P5. 3 minutes and 34 to go. Top 15 at the moment. It's Radenkovic, Marsh, Hugendorn, Arata, Stout, Klugel, Atola. That's the top 7 with Rotax, Koskinen, Sinibok, Laitonen, Zhubimov, Fuentes Luque, Borodin, and also Strele. Seabra now sitting in 16th position. So the Portuguese driver's got to make some moves now to get some points on the board. And this is quite crucial. And Karel Stout, it's a cat and mouse game for 5th place at the moment. Karel Stout doing a great defensive job ahead of Alexander Klugel and Atola from Finland. With no answer by Arata-san on Hugendorn, running in 3rd and 5th as they go through the exit of turn 14. Great sweeping corner there. Great sweeping corner. And they gain the momentum as Stout has got Klugel bump drafting him. As we've got yellow flags at turn 15 as a driver that's pulled off to the side of the circuit. Marshall team have assisted as they come across the start-finish line. And it still looks to be that Matej Radenkovic still leads. Campos out, unfortunately. So we've still got this battle at the front, a fantastic encounter, and we've got 3 scraps through the top 7, so it's 1st and 2nd. That's Radenkovic ahead of Marsh. So that's Belgium versus the UK. Then it's the Netherlands and Japan for 3rd and 4th with Hugendorn and Arata embroiled. Marsh bump drafting Radenkovic down the hill into turn 11. And the Brit is just biding his time, waiting for the opportunity to strike, as is Arata-san, who strikes now on Hugendorn up the inside of turn 12. Nice work by the Japanese driver, as now the number 75, Santeri Laitonen, gets up the inside of Nikita Zinabok. So another Finn makes a move up the order, as there's a great move a little bit further down, as Zhubimov and Fuentes Luque battling over what is effectively 12th position. Rodrigo Seabra is not having a great day in the office at the minute as he's battling away tooth and nail. Looks to be in about 16th or 17th position. Looks like we're possibly going to go on to what is the penultimate lap of this race. They're running on a 1 minute 14 approximately. A 1 minute 13.102 from Radenkovic, and Marsh was only... Well, Marsh has got the lead. Marsh has got the lead from Radenkovic. He's decided to go for it. He got a great run coming out of the final corner and managed to slingshot past the Belgian as they go up the hill into turn 7 and 8. Now down the hill towards 9. A steep descent here. And then it's a bit like an extended chicane as they take the right-hand sweeper at 9. Down the hill into 10. Into the short braking zone into turn 11. And now Marsh leads, but Radenkovic has the momentum, has the slipstream. Bump drafts the Brit going into turn 12. Hugendorn in the meantime has got back past Arata-san for P3. And it's Atola that leads the battle for 5th position ahead of Karel Stout and Alexander Klugel. Rounding out the top 10, it's Rotax and Koskinen battling over what is effectively 8th position with Sinibok looking to be... So the timer will expire as they come through the final corner and go onto the back straightaway. Oh, are we going to have this? Oh, that was close. That was close. That's final lap. That is the final lap. The checkered flag. That was on the line that they crossed the finish line, and it was only a 10th or just over a 10th between 1st and 2nd. As Karel Stout goes up the inside of Vilho, Atola again. And the battle for 3rd still rages on between Hugendorn and Arata-san. Arata-san on the back foot, but they're side by side through turn 8. The Japanese driver, I think, has made the move, and he's made it through before turn 9. That is done. What a move. And now, because they're battling away, Karel Stout could even be with an opportunity for even 4th or even 3rd place as the leaders come through turn 12 for the final time. As Atola goes defensive on Klugel, That's down in 6th position, and now it's nigh on a 5-way scrap on the final lap of the race as there's more caramel. It's 3 wide down the hill, down at the back part of the field going into turn 11. And they've kept it going. But now the leader's coming through the final couple of corners. Round turn 18 by about half a cart length. The checkered flag will wave for Matej Radenkovic from Belgium. By 0.266 ahead. Well, I'm just keeping an eye on the times. Just over a tenth of a second ahead of Scott Marsh from the United Kingdom. Endo Arata looks to have taken 3rd place ahead of Dean Hugendorn. I think maybe even that Karel Stout, I think, has secured 5th with that effort. As there's some round of applause from the gantry where the mechanics are cheering, motivating their drivers quite considerably. But Matej Radenkovic wins the first Micromax final in Euro Trophy history by just over a tenth of a second ahead of Great Britain's Scott Marsh. Dean, looks like, right, well, we've got the second chance heats, but I do know for a fact that it was Scott Marsh that came second. In 3rd place, I think it was Arata-san from Japan. Dean Hugendorn was 4th. Karel Stout was 5th. So I'm just going to try and... okay. So we'll... when we get to the lunch break, sorry for the timing issue there. We had the second chance heat showing up on the timing there, so that's great. So we've now got all the rest of we all got all the rest of the grids. Just a big thank you once again to Hyundai Gibraltar for the 2020 brand new Hyundai Tucson being our official recovery vehicle. And there has been there's been a time penalty for pushing for Andrei Borodin. We'll confirm the results a little bit later on once I have them, when we get the grids for the second finals, where we will be heading down onto the grids to try and see if we can get some words with the drivers ahead of the second final. It's a bit compact for the morning's action. A quick reminder for the paddock: we will need all drivers, that's all 200 of you, from 29